Hey guys, it's Cody and you're on the channel Cody Tarot. So first of all, it's been a while since I have made a video. So hello everyone, I am alive and well. Um, anyway, this pick a card is going to be about, oh yeah, welcome all the new subscribers. We've had like quite a few new subscribers since I have filmed my last video. So welcome aboard. Anyway, so today's video is going to be kind of like a little dating game video, or pick a card. It's basically going to be about like, what is it going to be like to date this person? What kind of connection will you have with them? Will it amount to anything? What can you expect from this connection? So if you're in the dating game, if you're single, you're looking for love, and you have maybe a couple suitors on your list, like potential partners available to you, this is basically going to be something along the lines of being able to decide what's going to be like worth your time or not worth your time, kind of like what's worth the effort and what's not worth the effort. So we have 4 groups in front of us. We have the Labradorite right here. We have this, I don't know, double pointed quartz. It's like 2 quartzes together, 2 clear quartz pieces together. We have that for group 2. Then we also have this piece of green jade for group 3. And we also have this Smokey quartz for group 4. So yeah, take all the time you need to pick your crystal. After we pause the video for a little bit and you've picked your crystal, we're just going to move right on into group number 1. All right, let's get started with group number 1, the Labradorite. Okay, group 1, this is if you picked the Labradorite. I don't know if you can see that. Beautiful shine. I love Labradorite. It's such a cool stone. Okay, so let's get into your person. For group 1, let's see. What type of person are you dealing with, dating-wise? Who is this person? What is their deal? The options available. Warrior. Cool. And then we'll get a Moonology card. This is going to be kind of like determining the interaction, kind of like maybe the chemistry. I'm also going to pull some Whisper of Love cards for the chemistry. Let's see, make sure the camera's still on. Okay, what do we get here? Oh, we had a few pop out. And take the top one. Okay. Let's see, and then we also have, I was going to pull like 2 Whispers of Love cards. We got 3. I'll take all 3 actually. We'll pull 3. Okay, so let's see. With this person, so first of all, we have warrior, strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. Okay, so basically what we have here, for the most part, let's look at these cards real quick. Okay, so basically what we have here, with kind of like the person that you're dealing with, we're going to go over like the situation and how it will unfold with like what will happen between you and them. But to start, we have the person that you're dealing with. Let me make sure all these cards are in the camera. Okay, so the person that you're dealing with a warrior type mentality. So warriors, this could like really translate literally into a warrior. Like this person maybe is in the military, or this person kind of fights for a cause of some kind. But I'm really seeing it as kind of like this person has a lot of willpower. So because they have a lot of willpower, this might be someone who's very attractive. Like they might have a very good body, or they might really take care of themselves very well. They maybe seem a little rougher around the edges. This person could be very masculine, whether it's a male or female. This could be someone who works out a lot. A fiery climax approach that approaches just shows that there is like a lot of, if not on both ends, at least on your end, there is a lot of tension, romantic tension, where, you know, this is kind of the hot and bothered card for me, like when I pull these Moonology cards. And the fiery climax approaches is just saying that, like, yes, both of you guys will, the first thing we want to say is that this is a person who you would be very physically compatible with. Like, you would be able to, like, the intimacy levels in your relationship would be like really easy, at least on the physical plane. So spend quality time together is really important. And this is probably, difficult depending on where you live and the restrictions or rules and stuff, but it's kind of like getting to know one another. That's the best way to put it. So I always see this card as like physical time together, like going on dates, hanging out a lot. So, but quality time also is representative of make sure that you have like the time and space to sit down and talk with this person. Don't kind of like quality time. I'm seeing it specifically with this reading is like you want to be able to have the ability and the time and the space to talk to this person. So what does that mean? If you are messaging on an online dating app or something, set aside some time where you can spend just time with them, one-on-one time where it's just you and them. There's no other distractions involved. That's going to be very important because sometimes distractions and stuff in relationships can get in the way of the intimacy building between two people. So set aside some time, and this is kind of one of those things where it's like this could be an issue in the relationship. I'm still going to pull more cards for that. This person also, what I'm seeing here is that when they say I love you, it is a big, significant thing for them. It's one of those situations where when they say I love you, they really, really mean it. It's not going to come out of their mouth just willy-nilly, like easy peasy. It's going to be something that when they say it, they actually like mean what they say. Honesty is essential. So speak with love and truth. This person really appreciates the value of honesty. So they're going to want someone who is, maybe not straightforward, but truthful. So this person maybe could have gotten hurt in the past. They may have had a previous relationship where the other partner wasn't that honest with them, or maybe even like this could also apply. Maybe they weren't honest with their partner and they realized how that messed up a relationship. So now they want like total honesty. So they're not going to like the fact if you're hiding something from them or you're keeping something from them, I don't know if they'll be able to sense it out, but if they find out about it, they're not going to like it that much. They kind of value honesty. I'm not picking them up as like a personal lie detector. Like they kind of themselves know who's being truthful or not. I'm definitely seeing as more of something they value, but maybe also something they can't decipher that well, something that maybe is difficult for them to decipher. So it's hard for them to trust people, right? So building those bridges of honesty in this relationship right from the beginning is going to be very, very important. Okay, so let's pull some cards. Let's pull some cards for, let me make sure the camera's still on. Let's pull some cards for the progression of the situation and the relationship and what that is going to represent. So let's see, I'll take this one. Okay. I'll take this, this. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that, okay, so what we saw earlier is that you guys may have a strong sexual connection, right? And you may have a strong, sorry I said sexual. You may have a strong physical connection. Anyway, so basically, and we know here that they're like, there may be more of an attractive person or, very like physically fit and stuff. But what we see here is there's kind of this like cat and mouse game going on, right? When you guys start seeing each other or right when you start communicating, there's this whole sign of, someone going in the exact opposite direction of what the other person wants in a relationship. So we have one person here, this could be you or them, that is sticking to their values no matter what. They're like holding on to those and they have like very strong ideas of what they want a relationship to be. It's like very conservative mindset of like what this type of relationship should be. And weirdly enough, the other person is going full speed ahead in the opposite direction, kind of like not anything what they expected. So what we see here, I'm basically seeing too that this relationship is like, sorry to break it to you guys, but it's going to be hard for it to get off the ground floor. It's going to not be one that's going to be so easily started because there's just, this guy is like, if you look at these two cards, like this Knight of Swords is just going in the opposite direction of this Four of Pentacles guy. And this Four of Pentacles guy is like sitting still, you know, like he is determined in what he believes in, right? And this Knight of Swords person is just like on a crusade, right? So I'm definitely seeing that one of you or the other one is going to be kind of like more of a player at this point in time, and not so much a player, but more of like trying to settle things really quickly, trying to establish a connection, at least in the mental sphere, really quickly, where the other one's more conservative in their connections. You know, that's where this I love you comes into play that we saw down here, is that this person doesn't say I love you like easily. So if you're looking for someone to have kind of like a flirty connection with, or something that's like pretty on the surface right off the bat, this is not the person to do that with. And just keep in mind that, like, now I'm getting an image that this is you and this is them. It still does not have to be. You could be the one more conservative with your values, but I'm definitely seeing that whoever is the one that's like kind of not budging, the other one is kind of trying to make attempts to get to know the person, but it's really coming off as like not okay to the other person. So if you guys are sticking with this based on just pure physical attraction, I guess I wouldn't recommend it. What I see here in the end of the relationship is that even though you guys are very like attracted to each other, it's not going to be that cohesive a relationship. What we see here with the Three of Wands in reverse is this kind of like lack of foresight. It's kind of like a pause on your journey that's kind of disorienting, you know, where you can't see the future, you can't see ahead. And what we're seeing here with this is that this person could kind of cloud your judgment a little bit on what you truly want or where you're going. And this goes for both parties that it could happen to. What we see here with this Four of Swords in reverse is that this person's not going to give you much downtime and rest. So if you're looking for more of a relaxing relationship, this is not going to be it. This person's going to keep you on your toes. You know, I can see this definite battle between these two aspects, where one person's so strong in their values and the other person's just trying to get this communication going, where one person who's strong in values is not really communicative, and then the other person who is kind of like the communicator, the one trying to get ideas flowing, can't get any ideas flowing because the other person's so stuck in their ways, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm seeing for this reading. I'm going to end the reading there. Sorry, but this person, it doesn't look like it's going to end up that harmonious, unless this is what you're looking for. If you're looking for that kind of relationship, you're looking for a strong, intimate, physical connection, but you want a little bit of contradiction in the ideological realm. If you want a little bit of confusion and chaos in your life right now, this relationship will be perfect for you. But if you don't want that, if you're looking for something a little more stable, then this is not going to be the appropriate match for you. So with that said, I enjoyed reading for you guys. If you liked the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you can subscribe to my channel. I really enjoyed reading for you. Moving on to Group 2. Hello, Group 2. This is if you picked the double-pointed quartz cluster. So let's get into your reading. Let's see. So basically this reading is well, I'm shuffling the cards to let you guys know this. This reading is basically if you have an idea of someone you want to date, you're kind of like deciding like, should I get to know them? What are they like? It could be their intentions or the chemistry. It could be anything. It's just kind of like this reading's meant to be a little compass for you to help figure out like, and this is for the singles, you know, so to help figure out. So we'll see what their attributes are. Okay. And then we have these Moonology cards, which is going to give us a little bit more understanding. And I'm also going to pull some Whisper of Love cards too. Well, we got 2. Okay, we'll keep both of those for this reading. And then we have the Whispers of Love. I was going to pull 2 for the last group, but I ended up pulling 3. So probably just pull 3 for this group. Wow, the last group got both of these cards. It's so funny. I would say I didn't shuffle well, but I kind of take these things not as coincidences or, you know, happenstance, but more as like, you know, sometimes different cards will pop out in the same reading, like in another reading, but they mean like different things, or they mean the same thing. It just all depends. But let's get into your reading. So let me read this real quick. Got you. Okay. Okay. So this relationship right off the bat, let me see this one real quick. Okay, so this relationship right off the bat is going to be very intense. I think right away you realize that this person's going to challenge you. This is the type of situation where with step out of your comfort zone and saboteur literally says, highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the change it would bring to your life. And this says step out of your comfort zone and work through your fears. So what we're seeing here is that this person's going to challenge you, and this is kind of like that type of person who's going to hit on your shadow. So sorry, I bumped that. Not hit on your shadow. What am I trying to say? This is the type of person who is going to trigger the shadow within you. Now, what I'm seeing here so far, I have to still pull the tarot cards because that really determines where the relationship's going to go. But for the most part, what we see here is that this person's really going to challenge you, right? They're going to get you to step out of your comfort zone and work through your fears. So if you're the type of person who really has had something been bothering you lately, and you want to conquer it, or maybe that's kind of like your MO in life, the kind of thing that you like to do is you like to kind of tackle your fears and work through them, this is going to be the right person for you. They're going to definitely get you to step out of your comfort zone. If you like to play things safe, this is not going to be the relationship for you, at least from what I'm seeing here. So we'll see what the tarot cards say in a little bit. What we're seeing here with I love you, this is basically, I'm taking this the same exact way as the previous reading. Is this person, doesn't say I love you at the drop of a hat. It means a lot to them. They're not going to just say it willy-nilly. They're going to really take their time, and when they really feel like they have a connection with someone, that's when they're going to say it. This can also, what I'm reading in this reading particular, that if this relationship does develop, the I love yous that you guys will say to each other are going to be very important. It's going to be a very important step in your relationship if this does develop and go further. Honesty is essential. We had this in the last reading. Speak with love and truth. I'm definitely seeing this. Honesty is essential as far as this working through your fears card, right? With New Moon and Scorpio. So this is definitely one of those situations where you want to be honest about what you're really feeling inside. You want to be honest about kind of the darker aspects of yourself. That's going to be really important because this person, even though they are challenging you, they're challenging you in this way, to kind of bring up these fears. They're also, I think they're going to be healing you. We'll still have to read the tarot cards too. And then express love through gifts. This might be something initially that you both really discover about each other, is that you kind of want to give each other's gifts, or you want to take each other places, or you want to show each other things. This could be anything from dates where you want to buy the other person dinner to getting them a small gift of their favorite, animal. If it's they, a stuffed animal or something that you like, that's your favorite kind. Say you like brown bears, they buy you a brown stuffed bear or something. So this is definitely one of those connections. Definitely sensing a lot of romance, but in a very, how do I put this? Activating way. They're really going to activate the part of you that kind of is scared, if that makes sense. This connection might seem scary, and I guess that's the best way to put it for right now, that you might be a little frightened by this person, but attracted to them at the same time. There's that kind of fear attraction interplay going on. And that's because they're really going to get you to challenge yourself. They're going to really get you to work through those fears that you have. And I think in the long run, make you a more confident person. But like I said, we have to see what these tarot cards say, okay, so we have one right here. Pull from right here. Okay. Let me pull these up a little bit. So what we're seeing here is this person immediately, right off the bat, it looks like you're going to have some kind of skill in common with them, and that's going to be something that bonds you together initially with this person, is that you both have some kind of thing that you both practice or work on that's kind of, you're in the same realm of, you're in the same sphere of interests, at least in this situation. What we see here, though, is that we have this really cool thing back to where they are helping you work on your fears and attacking those negative parts of yourself. What we see here is you might be a little reluctant to work on those fears. And what starts out as something that's kind of like a little bit of tension, a little bit of, fear of the other person. Maybe you're attracted to them, but you're also a little scared of them. And you kind of like bond over this common activity or this common interest that you both have. What we see here is that, it's kind of a regretful transition to work on your fears. So it's kind of like the point with this reading is that, like, if you're not ready for the leap, if you're not ready to kind of conquer those things within yourself, if this is not going to be the right relationship for you, right? This is going to be something that you're going to probably want to stay away from. Now, what we see here is if you do conquer this, if you go through this transition, which I'm seeing most of you probably are a little frightened of kind of seeing what's behind the veil, but it's going to be kind of a slow process, right? It's not going to happen so quickly. It's going to be something that's worked through over time. And that's really important here, because what we see here with this connection is that if you guys continue to talk and stuff, you have this Eight of Swords in reverse. They're really literally going to free you from your mind. They're going to free you from the trappings of yourself and the bindings that you put on yourself. I think that's the right word. They're really going to help you open up. And all these bandages and stuff that's in this card, if you see this woman, she's tied up and stuff, are going to fall off. The swords are going to fall off, and you have all this open. If you see in this card, there's a lot of open land around her. There's a mountain in the background, but there's a lot of like open, vast land around her. And so you really get the freedom to roam this vast land around you, because they really unlock that potential in you. They're going to make you feel empowered. The Star card reversed, interestingly enough, I would say is not being read reversed. It's being read upright, but because it's like right here, it's kind of like, and because she is naked actually, and it represents like the freedom from this card, right? Where you have this kind of like clothes and bindings, and kind of like it's kind of like so much freedom that once you get to this place, you kind of get this Star card energy, right? And actually, it's interesting. They make you grow enough to where you can like nurture others around you, right? So it's definitely a very interesting read. This is definitely someone who's going to help you like grow and all of that. I definitely see a successful relationship, just to put that out there. This is one of those relationships where when both partners put in the work, a positive relationship comes from it. But just keep in mind, there might be some challenges as far as like you guys challenging each other. There also might be a little fear factor, like a little, I'm attracted to you, but I'm also scared of you a little bit. What I'm seeing here though is that these little shocks of kind of like uncovering your fears or working through your fears that you guys are going to be developing with this person, if this is something you're looking for. That's what this reading's about. If you want a relationship like this, I'm just letting you know what it's going to be about. If you want to continue with it, it's going to happen in slow and more of an easy flowing transition. So it's not going to be like that scary. If you're worried about that, it's not going to be that scary. Yeah, so that was your reading. I really enjoyed reading for you guys. If you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you can subscribe to my channel. With that said, we are going to move on with group 3. Hello, group 3. So let's see. Let's get into your, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take that one too, actually. It's flipped up like that. The cards are jumping out for you. I didn't even get to the intro before cards started flipping out. So definitely what I'm seeing here is that this relationship is happening fast. I guess that's the best way to put it, is it's happening quickly. I always take kind of signs of how the cards jump out, and oh yeah, and it's intense. Wow. Happening fast. Oh, wrong deck. See? It's like, okay, so anyway, so those cards come later. We'll get to those tarot cards later. So we'll pull the Whispers of Love right now. Wow, so I love when tarot does that. This card says, appreciate the moment. Every opportunity is every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. And we have the Student and Mother here, and I'm definitely seeing that's all about growth. Let me look at these cards real quick. Yeah, so if you are looking for a nurturing connection, if you're looking for someone to basically help you grow, someone who is going to kind of like, what I'm seeing here is like this aspect of a gardener kind of taking care of their garden, right? But they have like maybe a few like plants that they really tend to on the regular, and they make sure they're like nurturing them with the correct soil, pouring the water on them. And what we're seeing here with emotions are running high is that this is like fuel to the growing flame is the best way to put it. For you, at least. I'm definitely seeing this is like turning out to being like so far, this seems like a really good connection. Once again, we got honesty is essential. It looks like that's really a common theme for all of the groups, actually. This honesty is essential thing. Because it showed up in 3 readings so far. So that's something going on with whenever you're watching this, like just make sure you're being honest. I guess that's the best way to put it. Don't like, start with an openness to your life and with their life, and with honesty comes acceptance and all of that. So just keep that in mind. I'm also just seeing that might not even be a problem in this relationship, that it might just be the fact that like you guys are open and honest, and that's just kind of how you naturally are with this other person, that it's going to feel very honest with you, with each other. I see appreciate this moment come into play, right? Every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. I'm seeing this as also a fact of like, don't focus on the future too much, like stay in the present. Like the present is really going to be where you should be putting this attention. And also that's where the growth is going to occur. The more you focus on the present moment. Whoa, I just got head tingles. Yeah, so the growth is going to occur when you like focus on the present moment. Speak the language of love. Just shows that this learning opportunity that this person's going to give you, this is a romantic connection, because we are talking about dating, so this is represented by romantic. I know we have mother here, and, this might be someone who kind of like, the saying, like, you date your mother. This could be someone similar to like your mothering energy, like a mothering energy. But I'm seeing this with the mother. I'm seeing it combined with student. So it's not just like someone who, I'm seeing this relationship with mother-student. So I'm definitely getting that. You can kind of ignore those words in this reading because I'm definitely translating it literally to a gardener, akin to a gardener gardening plants. Like someone who's really nurturing, takes care of this garden. This is a person who probably has a few close friends. They don't have that many friends, and it's kind of like if you get led into their circle, they're going to give you all of this wealth of knowledge and information, and they're going to nurture you and support you and help you grow and develop. This is definitely a very caring connection. And with emotions are running high with Supermoon, what we have here is that there is definitely a strong attraction right off the bat. But it's a very emotional attraction. There might be kind of like highs and lows in your emotional state. So, you might find yourself like really moved by something they say. So you might find yourself crying by something that they mention to you, or you might find yourself in kind of this state of, ecstasy, like very, very happy that you met this person. Like they can probably make you feel really good. There's a lot of emotional energy activated between the both of you. So you might find yourself, emotions are running high. This card could represent negative aspects in emotions like anger and stuff like that. But with all the rest of the cards, I'm not seeing that so much. I'm definitely seeing like a really beautiful connection, to be honest. Let me see if there's anything else I'm missing here. Okay, so we're just going to get right into your tarot cards. So I think I covered everything. Okay, and they all flew out. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Let me make sure these are all in the camera. Okay, so let me take a look at this. Wow, this is really good news. Okay, so what we see here is we see this kind of like interesting thing with these two cards kind of like tying in together, but let me just get to the whole thing. So this person, either you or them, had kind of like a hard family life growing up. Like you didn't really have, like for example, with this mother-student energy, this gardener energy, this is actually more important than I thought with this mothering energy, is because one of you, may not have had a strong mother influence in your life. There was something in the family dynamic between you or them that kind of like made the situation unfavorable, like not kind of like you didn't, one of you or both of you didn't come from a happy home life. I think what you sense immediately is that connection of happiness, and it's really going to be, that's why it's so moving. That's why emotions are running high, because you really sense this connection with this person as far as like the happiness that you could feel with them. So there's definitely some processing of past wounds and hurts. It really opens you both up to this great intuitive understanding, right? With the High Priestess here, I definitely, with this eye, it's like you really see each other. Like, I don't know if you ever watched Avatar where they're like, I see you. And they're, you know, and they're just kind of like looking at them, and it just means something different than just I see you. It's like, I see you. I know you are here, you know? So there's definitely that kind of connection right off the bat. With the Queen of Cups reverse, I always take this card, my own personal interpretation of this card is she's always like looking at this cup like she's so complex and complicated, like it's such an ornate cup. So in the reverse, I definitely see this as like, it's not going to feel like solving problems. It's not going to feel like, you know, working with someone on kind of like a complex issue or solution and kind of like problem solving. It's not going to be that type of, it's definitely going to be more of a spiritual understanding and a spiritual growth. It's not going to be like they're solving the problems of your past. It's definitely going to be more of the fact of like, they are, how do I put this? It's more of the fact that they're like nurturing you. So it's almost like the problems kind of like fade away because, you know, they're pruning the branches just right. So they're pruning off the dead branches so new ones can grow in their place. It's definitely a very nurturing form of love. We see here with the Hangman upright, with this, his kind of like halo kind of around his head. And because it's upright, we see here that you guys are going to really want to get, move forward with this connection very quickly because you sense this right away with each other. You sense this kind of like camaraderie, basically, and you know, ability to understand each other. So we definitely see that you want to move forward. Now, because the Hangman's in reverse, it is requesting that you do take some time to focus on this, to think about this connection. What we see here is that it's these two cards combined. It's like their intuition is sorry, it was a car that drove by, I'm like distracted. Both of your intuition is going to be basically kind of like very active, essentially. And with this Hangman in reverse, it's basically saying that, yeah, you might have the intuitive insight to move forward, but just like a garden, you know, and like going back to the garden metaphor and the gardener, the plants have to grow, the relationship has to grow, you know, it has to be, there's a certain process to this type of relationship that's going to take time. And that's what the Hangman in reverse is kind of representing, that you have the epiphany to move forward and you have all the knowledge, but if you take your time in this connection, that's where it's really going to mature into a beautiful kind of like relationship. So that's really what's going to happen with this person. I mean, if you want that, it depends on what you want. Every pile is going to be different in this reading because it's each two different people in a relationship creates a different kind of chemistry, right? So this is the kind of chemistry for this, basically this connection. So if this feels like something you want, then I would say go for it, you know? So if you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you can subscribe to my channel. I post pick a cards like this pretty frequently. Well, not lately. Lately I have been absentee, so I apologize about that. But anyway, we're going to move on to, I really enjoyed reading for you guys too. We're going to move on to group number 4, the last group number 4. Group number 4. Group number 4. I don't know why. When I thought of group number 4, I instantly thought of like a football team and like the kind of like go team type of thing, you know? So I don't know what that means for the reading, but we will see. Okay, let's see what you got. So we have Liberator. Awesome. Let's see what you have for the Moonology cards. Confidence is your key to... This is, oh my gosh, no wonder I'm getting football player vibes. This is definitely like teamwork. Okay, so let's see what the Whispers of Love say. I'm gonna pull right here. Wow. Okay. So this is a very interesting connection. Let me take a look at this. All right, so I think I got this for the most part. Okay, let's get into your reading. So first of all, we have Liberator. This literally says, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. So what I'm seeing with Liberator right here, with this person in particular, is that this is going to be a very like eye-opening relationship, and not just eye-opening, but it's going to be the type of person who's going to get you free from your constraints. So similar to pile 2, where we had someone who kind of like, you know, help someone work through their darker like shadow work, like more of kind of like a psychological motivation. This is going to be more of like a physical motivation. This is the type of person who's going to help you kind of break out of the mold, I guess is the best way to put it. So confidence is your key to success. So what we see here to initiate interaction with this person, they're kind of attracted to confident people, right? And that's kind of where, you know, that's kind of like the make or break in the very beginning of the relationship. What we're seeing here is confidence is your key to success and communication is key, right? And we also have here simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. What we're seeing here is this person is looking for someone who is confident, but also knows how to communicate with kindness. So this is definitely the type of person who is going to get you up and moving, up and going. This person might be into health or fitness or just kind of adventuring. And if they're not into those things, they have some kind of thing where they feel like they want to liberate others, right? They might be like a social act, like an activist, right? You know, this is the type of person who kind of, you know, starts the morning with like 20 push-ups and ends the day freeing the animals from the zoo. I know that's extreme, like an extreme metaphor or an example, but basically this is the type of person who really wants to free everyone around them. You know, freedom is going to be a big term for them, right? And they don't like seeing people being held back, right? So we have you are limitless right here. You're definitely going to feel limitless. You can do anything you choose. They're going to make you feel like that. They're going to make you feel like the world is your oyster. Spend quality time together just shows that like this is going to be one of the vehicles for how you guys bond together, is basically by spending a lot of time together. But I'm not seeing this as such a strong aspect in this particular reading. I'm definitely saying the way to interact with them is very important, where you want to be kind in your communication, but at the same time confident. You know, in a weird way, they're attracted to people who have the spark, right? And the spark is something that is very interesting here, and I'll explain what this means in a second. I'll explain right now. If they encounter a person who's very like slow or apathetic or doesn't have kind of like any fire in their belly, they're not going to feel, it's going to be unexciting. But if they see someone who's kind of like is fighting a little bit, who wants to get out of their situation, you know, who's kind of like sinking in tar, so to speak, but they're like struggling, this is the person who's going to throw you the rope, right? But if you're just like giving up, if you're kind of in the situation where you're just letting fate take hold and you're like, I don't care anymore, you know, this is it, this is how it is, blah, 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 then this person's not going to be attracted to that. They are attracted to people who are kind of like fighters, I guess is the best way to put it, but kind fighters, very nice and kind fighters, like someone who is very nice and caring and considerate, you know, knows how to communicate well, but has a little spark. That's what this Leo new moon in Leo represents. Confidence is your key to success. They want to see that spark of confidence. You don't have to have a fully confident personality to attract this person, because they like building that part up in their partners. That's the excitement for them in a relationship, is they like to build up that confidence in someone else and let them go off and do their own thing. This might be the type of person also who is kind of like, this might end up being a temporary relationship. I don't know for sure because I have to look at the tarot cards. But this is the type of person who, once they build someone up and make them a bigger, better version of themselves, the final mode is like for them, like they kind of sometimes, not all the time, they like to enjoy watching that person like fly away from them, right? They like to, so they can move on to the next challenge. It's kind of their theme in life, so they can keep building and making people feel more confident. So they're definitely looking for someone in the long run who's very like independent, has a very independent nature is the best way to put it. And eventually doesn't need them as much as when they first made the connection with them. They don't need them as much in the future. They're not looking for a very dependent connection. So let's get into the tarot cards. Wow, personally, I like this person. Okay. Pull that out like that. It came out sideways, but I'm just going to pull it up right. And let's get... Oh, cool. So I'm definitely sensing something right off the bat, and this might apply to some of you. I'm seeing like there is a chance that this relationship is going to have elements with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. This is going to have elements of like a same-sex couple. Even if you guys are different sex couples, like say it's a male and a female, there's going to be elements where you're both kind of feminine or you're both kind of masculine. So it's not going to be that kind of aspect where it's like one person's going to be really, really feminine and one person's going to be really, really masculine and they're like opposites and you can see that. It's going to be someone who's very like similar to you gender-wise, or like if you have more divine feminine that is showing on the outside, they're going to have more divine feminine that's showing on the outside. Let me see what else I get from this. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing some interesting things here. So one of the things, first of all, that I'm seeing right here is, oh my gosh, there's just so much. So first of all, the two queens are facing each other, right? And what we see here is we have the moon card, which upright represents like hidden subconscious drives that are unknown, right? Basically with this connection, you guys are going to really like reveal certain things about each other that are very refreshing to reveal about the other person, which is going to feel very wonderful. What we have in this interesting situation is both of them looking here, this woman holding a flower and this woman holding a pentacle, right? This pentacle kind of represents the moon, that one person is more in control of the subconscious drives of both parties in this relationship, but it works out because the other person is like the growth that creates, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where you're going with this relationship as far as like the connection is involved. And that's kind of like, so if you're looking for this type of connection, I'm definitely not seeing so much as how the relationship's progressing, because I'm getting a very positive, like 90%, 100% compatibility with this person. That's just what I'm reading. Anyway, and over here with the kindness thing, it looks like this kindness and this, confidence is this key to success and the liberation, right? What we see here with the Five of Pentacles is that this simple acts of kindness, it's almost like this person and you are going to start kind of like this, I don't know if it's a charity organization, but you're going to help people in need, right? It's almost as if you guys make that connection, and through that connection, you kind of help them on their journey to like liberate others who are kind of in need or need freedom or need those limitless possibilities in their life, So you really go out of your way to help disadvantaged people. I mean, this person sounds amazing. You guys found a winner if if you're into that, that's the thing. Like every pile is going to be different. And if you're not into this type of relationship, it's going to be something you're going to want to pass on by, right? But yeah, what we're seeing here is you're going to help other people get confident and build their like self-esteem as well. And that's going to be through communication, kindness, and liberation. So yeah, so that was your reading if you picked the Smokey Quartz. If you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you can subscribe to my channel. I post picket cards like this pretty frequently. With that said, I'm going to end the reading there. I really enjoy reading for you guys, and I guess I will see you in the next video. It was good to be back. Bye.